Hey everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. So for today's video I have a review and wear test of another foundation. Today I'm going to be testing the Estée Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Foundation. And now this won't be a first impression because this is a foundation that I use and love. But I tend to know how to work with it, like with primers and powders and stuff, to make it work at its best for me. But because I've started to do these foundation wear tests, I want to test this under the same circumstances, so with no primer and with just like a thin powder, and then really inspect it after a full day's wear so I can kind of compare it on the same level as other foundations. So as I say, I do love this foundation mainly for the coverage. It does what it says on the tin, it is maximum coverage, but there are a few issues that I do find with it. For my skin, I find that it does settle a lot in my smile lines, which is a general problem that I have with foundations and stuff, and it does wear very well too. Now I'm saying that from my experience, but it could make a liar out of me today with no primer and really inspecting it after a full day's wear. So with that said, we'll see how it goes. And just before I start applying it, if you are new to my channel, I have an oily skin type, so I prefer things that are more mattifying, which this is. It is mattifying. And also I like the full coverage because I have a lot of like little acne scars and stuff. I have one new little blemish that has decided to grace my face today, and I have a couple of ones that are gone but are still quite pigmented. So those are my preferences when it comes to foundations. So let's get into the wear test. So this is what the product looks like. It comes in a nice squeezy tube like this, nice and compact. I have it in the shade 1N3 Creamy Vanilla. That is one thing I will say about this foundation, is that the shade range isn't great at all. There weren't a lot of like yellow toned shades. This one is a little bit light, but the next yellow toned up from that was way too dark. So I prefer to go a bit lighter, and I can warm it up with powders and stuff rather than going too dark and not being able to do much about it. So as you can see, and by the way, this is it's actually a Penny's brush. It's just an angled fluffy synthetic brush, but you can see that coverage is full immediately. It doesn't take layering, and it has gone on really smooth and just really easy to blend. Now that being said, because it is quite creamy and blends quite easily, you can blend it down to a sheerer coverage, not a sheer coverage, but a little bit less than as heavy as I'm applying it. I'm also not being too scarce with the product. I'll go in and get full coverage on the area I'm working with, and then if I need more, I will squeeze out more. And I do work in sections because it is a matte foundation. It does set quickly enough, so rather than kind of dotting it all over and then blending, I'll apply and blend as I go. Sorry as well, I think I said this was a yellow toned foundation. It's a neutral one, it's 1N3, but the next one up that would have been warm for me was too dark, but this is a neutral one and it works fine on me. So this is the foundation, and I did already have some under eye concealer, and I have a tinted primer on my eye, but other than that, no primer or anything. So I didn't realise that I wasn't recording, but I just set the foundation with a little touch of the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent powder. I'm a little bit on the paler side at the moment, so I don't mind this colour on me, and I find that it warms up once it has set. It doesn't totally oxidize, like it doesn't go like a shade darker, but it just warms up that little bit. So I don't mind the shade on me, and I'll have like bronzer and contour and stuff on as well. I'll give you a close-up now that this has been set in place, just for a starting reference. So it's now 11:15. I'm going to go on with my day. I'm going to finish my makeup and film an eye tutorial. So I'm not going to come back now with my full face done to finish off the intro, because by the time I have all that done, I'll have had this on for a couple hours, because I'm just going to take my time filming and stuff. So I will check back halfway through the day and then again at the end of the night. So you will see some starting pictures now, and then I will see you later on in the day. Hey guys, so it is now 4 o'clock, so nearly 5 hours later, and this is how we are looking. So I'm definitely oily on my nose, and I've got a bit of shine going on my forehead as well. So basically in the T-zone, as I said, it has started to settle into my smile lines. I will zoom in a second. and just under my nose where I've been rubbing a little bit because I have a little bit of a runny nose today, that has rubbed off, but that's to be expected. And also when I look up close, I can see like little dots on my nose from my pores where oil has come through and broken it down. It's just on the end of my nose is where I get the oiliest. I just have larger pores there. So up close I can actually see the little dots from where it has broken down from oil. So I don't know if you can see along the end there, the little dots where it has come away or just broken down from the oil. But overall I am shiny across the T-zone. Not as bad on my forehead as it is on my nose, but you can see it once the light reflects off the side. And my cheeks are still intact, a little bit sheeny, not so shiny, but a little bit sheeny. Now I have been in quite a warm room. I've just been editing in the sitting room, but I've had the stove on because I was a little chilly earlier and I think I'm coming down with a cold. So I did feel myself getting a little bit more oily than usual. However, I wasn't like sweating or anything. So I am a little bit shinier than I had expected, but my coverage is still there and it's not worn off anywhere else. So I'm going to take some more check-in pictures and I will see you at the end of the night. Okay guys, so I am back. It is now 8:30, so it has been 9 hours 15 minutes total. And as you can see, and as expected after an over 9 hour wear with no touch-ups, no powder, I am pretty damn oily. And as I was kind of thinking to myself about doing this review, I'm now remembering why I use it with certain primers and certain powders, because I am super oily. As I was saying earlier, I have come down with like a cold. I'm not feeling well at all. So the bottom half of my nose has completely rubbed off because I've just been like going at it with tissues. I've tried not to like full on like blow my nose. I've just been like wiping and just like stuffing bits of tissue in. You know, when you don't want to ruin your makeup if you get a runny nose. I always do that anyway. So I will zoom in again as normal. But overall, obviously very oily, hasn't really controlled my oil coming through. It has maintained the coverage though, and it has also held on to my cheek products. Also, excuse the lip, this is the same lip that I wore all day long. Haven't touched that up either, and I just had dinner, so it's a little bit smudged. So I'll just give you a zoom in so you can have a close-up look at how it has worn on my skin. So oily right the way across my forehead, oily all over my nose. You guys, the ball of my nose recently I feel like has gotten just super oily. Like if I get warm, like I was just eating dinner and as I said I was in a warm room earlier, I can literally see like little droplets. It's horrible, but it's really annoying. So oily in the center of my cheeks mainly, not really out there, which is normal for me. Same on this side. So you can see it has still covered my darker, or some of my acne scars. Some of my darker ones are showing through, and it has still covered the redness from this spot. So all in all, I would say it is great for coverage, and that is what I love it for. That's why I use it all the time, because I just love a full coverage foundation. And also if I'm wearing something all day, I will bring a powder with me and touch up. But other than that, I don't tend to wear my makeup too long. I'll wear it like for when I need to and then take it off when I can. I like to give my skin a break. And that applies to any foundation review that I do, because I would never let it get to this stage. I just want them all to be tested on the same, with the same rules. So no primer, no touching up, just the foundation on its own. So would I recommend it? If you're like me and if coverage is your main issue, I would. I would say depending on your skin type, you might want to pair it with like mattifying primers and powders, or if you're on the drier side, it might suit you just fine on its own. And also again, if you're like me and on the oilier side, you might want to consider whether you're going to wear it for a long period of time and if you can touch it up and all that kind of thing. But once again, for me, it's the coverage that I like, and that has held up. So guys, that is it from me for today. I'm finally going to take all of this makeup off, scrub my face, get into a hot shower, and actually be able to blow my nose. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video or if it helped you out, definitely give it a thumbs up. That just lets me know that you like this kind of content, and it helps other people find my videos as well. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, then also subscribe. And as always, I'll have a link below to the corresponding blog post, and there I will have the pictures taken throughout the day so you can like inspect them if you're really considering this foundation. And just before I go, I did film a tutorial for this eye look, and that will be coming on Tuesday, I hope. So thank you so much again, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.